Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on my live stream this afternoon. Lots been going on in Working Southwest over the last few weeks since we were last here, starting off with the very good news regarding the St. John's footbridge, which is fantastic news. Network Rail had an evening at St. John's Memorial Hall, where they held an engagement session with plans for what the bridge would look like. There was a number of members of staff present from Network Rail, and it was really good show of residents from our side. So it was, if you were there, it was great to see you there, and thanks for coming. I was there for the duration of the evening, just talking to Network Rail staff, and of course speaking to many of you that were there. I did actually do, for those residents that couldn't make it, I actually did a short video of the evening so that you at least got an idea of what it was all about, which we've got now. So if you missed it, we'll play it now so that you have an idea of what happened that evening.
I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm just in a rather misty St. John's Light, just by the Memorial Hall. I'm here for the Network Rail drop-in session that they're doing for the footbridge. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully see lots of residents there, talk to them, and of course have a look at the plans that Network Rail have put together, and I will let you know how those are. Hi, so the drop-in session is just kind of coming to a close now. We had a really good response from so many residents who attended. Thank you so much for attending. Good to speak to some of the Network Rail staff. There's about 5-6 of them here just talking to residents, explaining some of these details about the bridge. So that's just some of the designs. There was lots of these just kind of around the room so that residents could have a look. The design, actually, I have to say, looks really good. I know a lot of you wanted perforated bits there so that you could be able to see the trains going through. Please, at Network Rail have taken that on board, so you have got perforation just along there. That bit is going to be solid, so that's about 0.5 meter, and then you've got 1 meter up there, which is going to be perforated, so children and people will be able to view the trains going by. I understand also that the bridge is also being widened slightly. It will be accessible for wheelchair users. Really, really positive feedback from residents in terms of these plans. So pleased to have been able to see them before the bridge actually goes up. So I understand that the work on the bridge will start on the 9th of March and then coming to a conclusion towards the end of March. And hopefully we'll have use of the bridge at the beginning of April. I will put some of these photos and the other information here so that residents that weren't able to attend this evening are able to have the same information, and we really look forward to seeing the bridge built.
So that was just a slight gist of the evening, which, as I said, was really well attended. So well done to everybody that was able to come. Slight change in dates, because after the meeting, I did get an email from Network Rail saying that actually the work will start middle of March. So I think it's 15th and 16th of March is when the bridge will be going up. So that's very exciting, and I'm pleased actually that Network Rail did take on board many of the suggestions that myself and residents put in terms of perforation, visual ability to be able to see the trains going by, slight widening of the bridge for accessibility, wheelchair accessibility, etc. Were taken on board. So overall, really, really positive. We just now need some good weather, and the construction and the installation of the bridge to be starting in the middle of March. So very excited about that. And then come half term in spring, in April, we'll have hopefully a shiny new bridge. So that will be fantastic. So very, very good news on our bridge. Moving on swiftly, I am now going to talk about Pond Road survey. So obviously, for those residents that are in Pond Road and Golf Club Road are aware of it, but for those residents that are watching that are not aware of what I'm talking about, basically in terms of Pond Road, the junction between Pond Road and Golf Club Road, there's an unmade path, which occasionally cars drive along and lots of people walk along there. Many of the residents on Pond Road would like some bollards placed there, just to constrict cars going past, because it's just that it's essentially a footpath, and the condition of it is really poor. It's recently been adopted by Surrey County Council, and the County Council, after adoption, if they're going to maintain it, then they would like it to go back to it being a footpath rather than for it to be used as a road. So I conducted a consultation for all of the residents on Pond Road and all of the residents on Golf Club Road to let them know what was going on, what the thought process was from the county's perspective, and if they were supportive of having bollards there. And the results of that survey have now been compiled. The survey is now closed. I'm just going to put those up so that everyone can see what the results were. So there they are. So Golf Club Road, you have 22% in favour, 78% against, and then just on the other side, Pond Road is literally the other way around. So you've got 77% in favour and 23% against. So thank you to all of the residents that took part in the survey. Your vote meant a lot. It obviously was counted, and this is what, local. That's what I'm trying to do in terms of being your county councillor, is just to make sure that your opinion, whatever it might be, is considered whenever county council is making any changes that are going to impact you. And I was very keen for Golf Club Road residents to be consulted in that, because even though it's not on Golf Club Road, they will of course be impacted by any change. So thank you to both residents on both of the roads for taking part. I was also out just knocking on doors on both roads during that consultation period, just so that I could speak to many of you and take on board any other concerns or issues you may have related to this. And now these results will go on to Surrey County Council, and it will be determined by the officers as to whether the bollards go there or not. I don't have any input on that. My really role was just to make sure that you are consulted and your voice is heard. And then I will let you know as soon as I hear back from officers as to what the next step is. So that's Golf Club Road surveys. I mean, if you wanted them, if you wanted those results from me, then please just email me, and I will, of course, share them with you, like I've shared now. So that is Pond Road survey completed, and then I'm going to move on to Witch Hill Rise, which is an issue that I've been talking about for the last few months, because a number of residents have raised concerns with me about speeding along Witch Hill Rise. And back in October, I asked officers to do a speed survey so that we can determine what the average speed is along that road. Before we talk about what we can do to stop the speeding, we do need to have some idea of what the average speed is along there. So I was there yesterday, and then I was there early last week and did a short video. So let's play that, and then I'll talk to it after.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on Witch Hill Rise. The results of the speed survey that I had done back in November are now in. I'll be sharing those on screen so that you can all see what the results were. The results basically show that compliance with the 30 miles per hour is good overall, as the results show. But I do think that the gradient of Witch Hill Rise means that cars are coming quite fast, and you've got pedestrians going along here, dog walkers, children going along here. So the speed should be reduced to 20 miles per hour. The issue of cars going the wrong way up here, the results of the speed survey show that although the majority of cars are complying with that, there is one car in 100 that's basically going the wrong way up there, which really is obviously very dangerous, and we wouldn't accept that anywhere else, and I'm not willing to accept that here. So I will be asking officers to have a look at how we can mitigate or completely stop actually cars going the wrong way here. The results show that it's mostly motorcycles that are doing that, but we do need some mechanism, which I'm going to ask officers to look at, to stop motorcycles or cars going the wrong way, even if that's just one car in 100. I'm working with officers to find the solutions based upon what the speed results show. And as soon as we've got those solutions, I will of course come back and let you know what they are.
So that is Witchell Rise. So the survey results just came up very quickly, but if you want them individually, then please just email me and I'd be happy to share those results with you. So I think, you know, although compliance with the 30 miles per hour is good, you know, that road is so narrow, it's got no footpath. You have, as I said in the video, you've got a lot of children now using that road to go across to Hope Valley School. You've got dog walkers, etc., and having no pavement and a 30-mile speed limit is in my view just not suitable whatsoever. So I think it should be reduced. You know, my view would be that it should be reduced to 20 miles per hour, and then the bottom end where there's the no entry signs, which are clearly there. Unfortunately, you still have some cars going the wrong way, and some measure needs to be put in place so that cars are not able to go there. Although you would think if you've got 2 no entry signs there, most people would not do that. But as the service showed, it is a minority, but you know, it's really not enough because it's such a narrow road, and if you've got a car coming down fast that way and you've got another one going the wrong way, it you know, doesn't really bear thinking about. So I do want officers to look into mitigating some of those, putting in some measures to look at both of those issues. And I was out yesterday morning talking to a number of residents on Witchell who were very keen for Surrey County Council and myself to be involved in looking at that and reducing the speed and putting in place some measures to try and help that, because so many of them are concerned about some accident waiting to happen. So that's something that I will, now that we've got the raw data, now that we've got the results, I'll be working with officers to put forward a plan. And of course, whatever officers come back with or we jointly work with, I will of course consult with everybody within the area so that you know, you're aware and you're happy with what the suggestion might be. So it is work in progress, and of course I will keep you updated on how we go on that. So that's Witchell Rise done. As I said, if you wanted the results, then please let me know. And actually, we'll put them on my Facebook as well. We'll put them on the page so that you have access to them. If that will be probably the easiest ways. So then I'm going to move along swiftly to going over to Brookwood, the other side, on Cornwall Road, and talking about flooding. Flooding is an issue that so many people are concerned about. So many people write to me about. There's pockets within the division that every time there is a heavy downpour of rain, you get a lot of surface water. It's not just Cornwall Road. There are other areas as well within the division, but Cornwall Road, it's a long road, and the length of it, especially at the bottom end where Purbright Tunnel is, that's the bit that so many of you have written to me about that, are impacted by that. So I was there earlier this week and did a short video, so we'll play that so that you have some idea of what I'm referring to, and then I can talk to it after.
I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on Cornwall Road today. A number of residents have got in touch with me about surface water here, just at the bottom of the road. Especially when it's raining, you get much more water than what you've got currently, because I have been here when we've had rain, and most of this has unfortunately been covered, making it really difficult for pedestrians to be able to go across to the school, go under the Purbright Tunnel. Because the issue can't be resolved just by County Council, Affinity Water have to get involved. I will make both Affinity Water and County Council work together to ensure that this issue is solved as soon as it can be. But I'm working on this and just thought I'd let you know.
So that was actually that particular day it wasn't as bad as it usually is, because every time you get, you know, quite a sustained level of rain, most of that road is, has a lot of water. And a parent wrote to me saying that, that she can't actually walk her children across there to get to school through the Purbright Tunnel. So it's a really, it's impacting residents quite severely. So I'm going to be out over the next week or so with the Surrey County Council Highways Drainage Officer, who's the expert on issues related to flooding and drainage. And I'm going to make him walk along there and have a look at each of the area, look at the gullies, look at the drainage, see what the issue is. And then it's really Surrey County Council and Affinity Water working together to put measures in place so that you don't have that accumulation of water. So I just wanted to update everybody, and particularly residents affected by it on Cornwall Road, that I am working on this, trying to find a solution, because this has been going on for a while now, and it's just over the last few years it's just accelerated, and every time there's rain, you get a huge amount of water there, which really is not acceptable. So that is Cornwall Road. Of course, Cornwall Road, I've mentioned Cornwall Road a number of times because previously it was resurfacing of the pavements, which have now been completed. That last year caused a lot of issues in terms of residents not having drop curb permissions and all of that. But I'm so pleased that we managed to get those resolved. Most of those were resolved, and the full length of Cornwall Road, almost the full length of Cornwall Road, has the pavement has been resurfaced, and I have to say, driving along there, it looks good, and so that's a positive in some ways. Unfortunately, there were, as I mentioned, related issues with it, but we managed to get those resolved by working together. So good news on Cornwall Road. Need to sort out the flooding issue, which of course I'll continue to work on. So that is Cornwall Road. And then I'm going to move over to something that I spoke about at our last session, which was on local government devolution, reorganisation. And I mentioned that Surrey County Council the government had asked counties if they wanted to be part of the devolution deal that the Labour government had put forward. Surrey County Council had applied to be part of the devolution deal. The first tranche is going to be done in two tranches, the first tranche and then the second one after that. And Surrey County Council, as a council, had voted to be part of the first tranche, and the government has agreed. The government has agreed for Surrey County Council to be the first in the first part, which means that it has, as in the government, has legislated for the local elections that were due to happen in May to now be postponed to May next year. And the reason for that, they say, is that that gives enough time for the county councils to put in place plans for what their devolution or local government reorganisation will look like, in terms of, will it be one unitary, two unitaries, three unitaries, the nature of what the unitaries will look like. That is what that year's worth of work will be, as well as, of course, consulting with residents. So all of the county councils that are part of the first tranche are now working at pace to put in place their plans. They're consulting with the boroughs and districts and all of the different stakeholders to put plans forward to government, and of course those plans then will go to local residents, so residents can see what those ideas are and express their views on that. So we've got a year's worth of all of that happening, and then we'll have elections hopefully next May. So that's where we are with the devolution deal. I mean, I'm interested to see what those plans will look like, and of course I'm most interested to see what residents' feedback on that will be, and when those plans are outlined, then of course I will share them with you here and elsewhere as well. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on where we are with devolution, because you might see it here and there and wonder what that's all about. And that is, that's a wrap. Actually, that brings me to the end of this session. Thank you again, for joining me. Always good to see you. Thank you for sending me any emails or any information on issues that you want me to fix or work upon, which of course I'm always happy to do. The invite to join me on here, ask a question, or be part of this live stream is always there. Just send me a message, and I'd be happy to bring you on here, and we could have a chat, conversation about any of the issues that concern you related to the division. The next session is on the 9th of March, just up there on the screen, at 3 o'clock, and then I will update you on all of the work that's been happening from now until then. So it will be great to see you then, and thank you again for joining me. Thank you. Bye.